Hello, and welcome back to Disco Elysium. I swear in this episode we will finally speak to the White Pines rep. Except for the fact that I'm distracted by this door. The southwest entrance to the tenements. A sturdy metal door guards the southwest entrance of the apartment building. It's locked. This could be a way into the apartment building the smoking man vanished into. Knock? The door rattles against your knuckles, but there's no response. Knock again? The door rattles again, but this time you hear an elderly woman's voice calling out from the inside.
Stop banging on the door. I'm not letting any more strangers inside.
Hold on. Who am I speaking to?
It don't matter who I am. Now, go on, get out of here.
But this is the police? From within comes the faint sound of a broom sweeping across the concrete floor. This is the police. Open the door.
Police? Everyone knows the police don't come round here.
But they have, ma'am. Please let me inside. It's cold out here, but I'm not joking. I need to talk to a young man. No, let's... If we tell her we need to talk to a young man in this building, that's... I don't know. If they don't like the police, that kind of tips them off probably even more than me pounding at the door. But I'm not joking, I swear.
No, I already told you. I won't be responsible for any more strangers getting into the building.
What strangers got into the building, ma'am?
Go check the backyard door. Maybe someone there will.
She trails off, leaving the sentence unfinished. Backyard door. With the smoker, you already were there. Didn't work. Hey, are you there? I checked the backyard, but couldn't get in that way.
Good. We've had enough problems with bums and drunks and thieves loitering in the hallway. You have no business here.
We have a 8% chance of getting her to open up through our authority, which is pretty low. Kim, tell her we're real policemen.
Madame, I assure you, we are real police officers.
Thank you, Kim. There's no reply, just faint sweeping sounds inside. Okay, so we're not going to get 17% chance. So we'll just leave that. I think if we wanted to, we could probably drop we could drop the ledger. If we unequip the ledger, what would our options be then? 42%. Not great. Oops. Didn't want to click that. So let's put the ledger back in, because I don't want to do that just yet. I swore we were going to go talk to the White Pines rep, and we will do that. Looks like there was more construction here once, decades ago. We got some magnesium. And the belly of this boat shines like it was recently painted. Docking reserved for residents of Rue de Saint-Ghislaine, 33A. And let's check out the yacht. Your room in the whirling isn't much bigger than this sloop. This is worth more than you'll ever learn in your life. Yeah, I bet it is. Joyce Messier, a striking woman, leans against the cabin top of her sailing boat. Smiling as you approach, her green raincoat glistens with droplets. A silk scarf is tied around her throat.
Good morning, officers. I'm Joyce.
Good morning, Joyce.
Joyce L. Messier. I represent the board of Wild Pines, the owners of the harbor. You gentlemen must be from the RCM.
Yes, that's right. Joyce L. What does the L stand for? I mean, that's not any of our business. What gave us away? Shake her hand, or don't... No, let's just shake her hand.
I'm glad to see you here.
I'm glad to see you, too. We were looking for you. Her grip is like steel. There is strength there. If she wanted, she could sink her nails deep into your skin.
I was dispatched to handle a strike, not a lynching. Anything I can do to assist the RCM in this matter, I will, gladly.
Well, thank you very much. That's very helpful of you.
That is good to hear, madame. My colleague will take the lead on this interview. I should let you know that he is recovering from an unusual medical episode. Very unusual. But I can assure you of his ultimate competency.
Well, thank you very much, Kim. I appreciate your vouching for me. There's a trace of irony in his voice. Mischief, even. This is a tactic. It happens quicker than a shooting star, but did the lieutenant just wink at you? Ah, okay, yeah, we talked about this. I'm supposed to be wacky and zany and throw her off.
How interesting. I wish you a swift recovery. In the meanwhile, you have my full cooperation and the full cooperation of the Wild Pines group.
You're on a boat. Yes, I mean, that's obvious. Tell me about Wild Pines. What do you do? What can you tell me about the strike? What can you tell me about the lynching? Do you know something about these tattoos? No, tell me about Wild Pines. What we do, I'm afraid, I don't speak for Wild Pines as a whole. It's a giant undertaking. There was a touch of discomfort there. She wants to merely represent. So what do they do, not you? The Pines' core competency is logistics, container shipping, freight, that sort of thing. She points to the small dots on the horizon. See those airships there, blinking? Those are the shipping side of things. Then to the east, towards the harbor. And that is the terminal. Another subdivision deals with energy, oil and gas exploration, offshore platforms. The Wild Pines Group is one of the original Revacholian Indo-tribes, companies awarded royal monopolies by the king himself centuries ago. The king is long gone, but several of the Indo-tribes remain. And who are the other Indo-tribes? I mean, are we asking Encyclopedia that, or Joyce that? Because we're asking Encyclopedia that. Saint Baptiste, LUM, an unknown entity known as the Brightest Star. You're in good company, it seems. Why, thank you. She does not register the real meaning of that remark. How much money does Wild Pines have? I'm not at liberty to discuss the company balance sheet, but I can tell you that last year the company booked more than 20 billion real in revenue. Wow. Or, that's it? I thought Wild Pines was supposed to be big time. Or, numbers like that mean nothing to me. I mean, for real, for most people, numbers that big don't mean anything because it's just, I mean, what's the difference between 20 million, 20 billion, 2 billion? Those numbers are so large that, you know, for most people, that's just, anything that large is incomprehensible. So, what does this go, wow. Well, hello, Splashing. 20 billion is a large number, but the conglomerates employ 72,000 people. They all need to be paid. Then there are capital investments, interest payments. A wave hits the sloop. She grasps the mainstay for balance. That's the splashing we heard. A conglomerate the size of Wild Pines is like a shark. If it stops moving, it will die. Then what becomes of those 72,000 families? It's a tremendous responsibility. Well, where does Wild Pines get all these millions? Or billions? They started as an exploration and cargo fleet, conducting trade between the Samoan and the Insulatean Islas 250 years ago, when Pines' ships explored the South Seminese and charted Lu Montang on behalf of the suzerain. Centuries of care, deliberation, and madness have gone into this endeavor. Vessels pass through the great unrest to re-emerge with apricots in tow. The logic of the system is totalizing. It's taken everything from its employees to build it. Okay. It probably helps to start with a royal monopoly. What does such a huge system want with a place like this? No, it probably helps to start with a huge monopoly. You know more than you let on. She takes a sip and looks you over afresh. Certainly it helped, but most of the original Indo-tribes have failed or been absorbed. To survive, Wild Pines had to grow and adapt. No suzerain did that. Okay? And, what does Wild Pines want with an absolute gutter of a town like this? You mean aside from being the terminal's legal owners, who are responsible for moving 8% of the world's cargo? 8% of all the cargo in the world. That's quite the endeavor indeed. You don't keep it moving. The workers do. The company is nothing without them. Or that's all I need to know. I mean, it's true the workers do. The company is nothing without them, that's right. But she's representing the company, so let's not get on her bad side. I should be like, okay, wow, 8%. That's a pretty big endeavor. Thought gained the 15th Indo tribe. She nods forcefully. There are no minor cogs in the system. Each terminal must be accounted for, lest the entire system break. Every hiccup in such a system means thousands lose their job the world over. I'm here to ensure that doesn't happen. Okay, well, what can you tell me about the strike? Everything. Right up to, but not including, trade secrets. Okay, well, what if I want to hear about trade secrets? Well, she's never going to tell me. What is your role in this precisely? I believe the official title is Senior Labor Negotiator. In practice, I'm a grocery clerk. I relay the union's demands to Wild Pines and return with Wild Pines' counteroffer. And how are the talks going, says Kim. They're not. That's the problem. The union stopped all negotiations a week ago after that awful lynching took place. Wait, she just admitted that the lynching and the strike are connected. Now they won't even let me into the harbor. There's a 2.2 meter racist behemoth blocking the gates. Oh yeah, that's Measurehead. That's what. Oh, you mean Measurehead? So the strike is connected to the lynching. How were the talks going before the lynching? Oh, you mean Measurehead? Yes. Jean-Luc of Measurehead. She leans back and rolls her eyes. So the strike is connected to the lynching then. Yes, I believe there is a connection, but that's a subject for later. Alright, well, how were the talks going before the lynching? Let's say I was not making the kind of progress I'd hoped for when I first arrived. And when did you first arrive, asks Kim. I arrived 3 weeks ago. Yes, in the middle of February. The bay was still partially frozen then. I prefer to do these things on site, like the RCM. But the strike began in December. So it took them 2 months to even start to negotiate. I wasn't the original negotiator here. I took over after Mr. Gaumont hit a wall with Mr. Clare, the union boss. Mr. Clare refused to speak with Gaumont despite concessions he'd granted the union in prior negotiations. This isn't the first time the union has gone on strike? Heavens no. There have been 2 prior strikes. Both times the union won significant concessions, including overtime pay and a medical plan. This time the demands are more, I guess you could say, aggressive. Well, yeah, they've definitely been aggressive. I mean, they hung a man. Ludicrous even, it's meant. Okay, well, what happened to Gaumont? Mr. Clare told him to, how did he put it, fuck off, midget. Gaumont is short of stature, you see. That's not cool. Keep in mind, this is a negotiator Mr. Clare had worked with before, and who was more than fair with him and the union. Well, what are their demands? There are leaflets everywhere and banners. What do they say again? Oh, yes. Every worker, a member of the board. Most of the workers probably don't even know what that means. I like it. I don't know what to think about that. Over-aggressive commie posturing. Seems like they have no idea about business. Well, yeah. Most of the workers probably don't know what that means. Then... yeah, they can't... well, I mean, you could expect... it could be some, like, kind of cooperative where all the members have a say, so... I mean, I don't know what to think about that. They could... I mean, I can't say they do have no idea about business, because cooperatives do exist. I don't know what to think about that. Fortunately, they explained it. Every time the Wild Pines group makes a decision about anything, it needs the signature of each of the 2,200 workers in the Martinez terminal. Just so you understand, this is but one of 22 terminals owned by Wild Pines. Essentially, not only are they kings of the company, they're also kings of the 72,000 employees of Wild Pines. It's pretty funny, I have to admit. The workers can't be kings. The king is the king. The king is dead. Long live the workers. Yeah, well, let's just not make any statements about that. What are you going to do? I'm not sure. Naturally, I assumed this was just their opening position, a hard-nosed tactic with a side of mockery, but there's been no follow-up, just the same nonsensical slogan repeated over and over again. And now people are getting lynched, I hear, behind the whirling in rags. A disastrous situation if there ever was one. Excuse me, the lieutenant speaks, looks up from his notes. From whom did you hear about the lynching? The reply comes quick. I first heard about it from the boya at the gates, the one whose very name advertises his aversion to work. I think he said it was call me mañana. This checks out. And the scabs at the gate, did you put them there? The scabs? You mean the huddled masses of Jamrock come to plead for work where the Union refuses to? Sounds like you did it, lady. Don't let her answer it herself. No, I mean scabs. Let's call them strikebreakers. You put them there, right? You're right. I don't know what got into me. Some of that degenerate dock worker lingo has rubbed off, it seems. Don't let her answer it herself. So we're going to jump in and halt her her train of thought. Let's call them strikebreakers. You put them there, right? If those strikebreakers were organized by Wild Pines or its affiliates, then it would be a company secret. I could not share it with you. Not yet, at least. So they were, and you're just not fessing up. She's implied she's open to discussing this matter with you at a later occasion. Well, tell me what you think of... let's not click on that. Tell me what you think of Everard. Everard Clare is a man of the utmost integrity. If you can say one thing about him, it's that he puts the interest of his workers first. And I ask, really? Of course not. Everett is fantastically corrupt. I imagine he has a thick viscous goo where you and I have blood. A hand-eye coordination check. And if you were to prick him with something sharp, you could see it oozing out. A knife, maybe. No, a rapier. You sound like you're about to take a rapier to him. That's Everard, all right. Or he's not that bad. No, he's pretty bad. That's him, all right. He's the most corrupt individual I've ever seen, and I deal with men like him for a living. If there is anyone more venal, more irredeemably nepotistic, then it's his twin brother Edgar. I remember hearing something about this Edgar. Or wait, there are two of them. No, we've heard about the second one. Have you seen him? No, I haven't. Edgar looks exactly like his brother, except for that lazy eye. He also talks exactly like Everett does. And when one's term as foreman is up, the other takes over. So are there really two of them? Is it one guy pretending to be two? It's how they circumvent this term limits. You see, with a funny little switcheroo, while in office, they've embezzled God knows how much of their workers' dues. What about the union itself? Outside the brothers Clare, the Debordeaux Union was once a perfectly normal institution, 20 years ago anyway. It must not have been easy to establish under the Emergency Act, but they did it. I can respect that. Organized labor at its best, as they say. Then something happened in the local chapter elections. The brothers Clare came and transformed it into a, how do you say, a mob. Yeah, I think that's a good answer, Kim. The lieutenant says succinctly, the Debordeaux are a crime syndicate. Sad as it may be, we're forced to cooperate with them. Refreshingly honest, officer. The company has tried appeasing in the past, but I'm afraid our concessions have only emboldened Everard and his brother. And your opinion, detective, if I may ask? I'm a curious and talkative person, you see. Would you say that the Debordeaux Union is an effective advocate for the rights of local working men? A giant leech sucking the life out of Revachol? Basically a socialist mob? I prefer not to have an option. I mean, I don't care about them being a socialist mob. I do care that their leader is a complete gangster. So, I mean, I think I'm not about to go down the whole like socialist bad route. So, I think they're a giant leech sucking life out of Revachol. I think that's pretty true. Indeed, and a hungry one. Sadly, Wild Pines has cooperated with what amounts to a crime syndicate for 2 decades. However much you feed the leech always hungers. One more thing. You said something happened in the election. I'm glad you asked. There was a woman. the previous forewoman of the union. She disappeared. Disappeared? Yes, on the last day of the local chapter elections, her daughter phoned in and said she wasn't running anymore or coming to work ever. End of story. This forewoman, her name? Yeah, what was her name? Sadly, the company records do not give a name. She's just forewoman in private correspondence. She's just forewoman. In private correspondence, she's called Holly. I don't even know if it's a surname or a given name, and I don't have access to the union's files. It's some kind of extortion, probably. Indeed, the company suspects foul play, but there's nothing more they could do. It was a union matter. The point of the presentation is these kinds of things happen around the Clares. Watch out when you're dealing with them. Thank you for your concern, ma'am. We'll be just fine. Let's change the topic. Of course. How else can I help? Well, you should know I've talked to Mr. Clare. You have? And how did you like Mr. Clare? I didn't. He's a beautiful man, beautiful and just. Everett Clare is a hero of the workers' movement. He's a champion I've sworn fealty to. He's a bloated rainbow socialist. I can do business with him. For a socialist, he's reasonable. He's not the champion I have chosen. I wish to swear fealty to you and the cause of capital. I have feelings the international community does not approve of him. It's not important if I liked him. I was doing my job. No, I didn't. I didn't like him. Oh, come on now. He has his uses. How else could he have stayed in power all these years? Or wait, actually. Corruption! That's how he's done it. Fantastic worm-like corruption. Reaching into the bowels of the earth. The position of my unusual colleague does not reflect official policy. I hope you understand the RCM does not pick sides. Of course, and I don't expect you to share anything he told you with me. I am not a corrupt worm myself. However, if you feel like discussing something, how could I stop you? Are we not human? Are we not curious to hear another person's take? It's only natural. We would only be gossiping. Intellectually speaking, it would be quite interesting to hear what she has to say about these things. Mr. Everett is helping me find my gun, or I'd rather talk about something else. So we're supposed to throw her off her track and be like, you know, wacky and zany. What's more wacky and zany than a cop that's lost his gun? Okay. So let's go for it. Mr. Everett is helping me find my gun. Oh. That's so helpful of him. The lieutenant looks at you and you can swear his jaw muscle is trembling. He's able to contain the anger and surprise. Unconventional police officers sometimes lose their guns. Then they go around and tell people about this to gauge their reactions. It's part of detecting. Incredible. Simply incredible. And how's it going? Has this detecting produced a gun? No. Mr. Everett says it's almost ready to be found soon. Mr. Everett is helping me find my gun. Just no. Well, maybe he's not as helpful as you thought then. Is there anything else? I'd like to talk about something else. Of course, Detective. Should something come up later down the road, don't be afraid to drop by for a chat. Until then, is there anything I can help you with? What can you tell me about the lynching? Quite a few things, I'm afraid. Okay, secret task complete. Interview the Wild Pines rep. The information I'm to share with you includes sensitive trade secrets. For the sake of my employer, I have to ask for your names and badge numbers. Of course, ma'am, we should have introduced ourselves. I'm Lieutenant Kitsuragi from Precinct 57, and this is my colleague from Precinct 41, Detective Dubois. I'm afraid Harry doesn't have his badge at the moment. I hope mine will suffice. Oh, and what happened to yours, Detective? Remember when my partner told you I'd recently suffered from an unusual medical episode? My lost badge is related to it. I see. So, are you saying you lost your badge during the course of this episode? It's possible. After a night of heavy drinking, I lost all memory of my life in the world. I could have eaten it for all I know. I don't remember anything. This world, this city, nothing. Yeah, let's I could have eaten it. Oh dear. Some kind of Okay, let's try this again. Okay, forget it. Encephalopathic amnesia. Yeah, that word. I don't even know how to respond. I do believe you, naive as that may sound. I simply can't imagine what you'd gain by faking such a condition. As I said, ma'am, his technique may be very unconventional, but he is an officer of the RCM. Of course, I sympathize, but I'm afraid I simply can't share anything more until I've seen that badge. She's a professional negotiator. She should be open to some sort of mutually beneficial arrangement. This is a red check. It's a 17%. I mean, it's a red check. That's pretty bad. So let's not try that right now. Our suggestion is awful. Well, then I'll find it somehow. Let's talk about something else until I do. Of course, but before we do, officers, let me be perfectly clear. This situation is extremely volatile. The sooner we can speak about this lynching business, the better for all of us. Well, do you know anything about these tattoos? That's the man who was killed. I'm afraid this is a discussion for once we've cleared the lynching question. So you do know something about these tattoos. Better not to tie the forestay to the backstay. Forestay to the backstay on this. I hope there's something else I can help you with. Well, okay, you're on a boat. Well, yes, I am. Not a lot of people on boats, are there? Does she have a name? The boat? No, it is called the Cordelet 19 because that's the type of sloop it is. Okay, but what kind of boat is it? It's a pleasure craft, a 19 pacer. It also happens to be rated for Class 1 racing, though these days I mainly use it for business. Okay, well, how do you like it? My sloop, I like it a lot. It's the Eel's Hips, baby. I'm enjoying this part of the interview. It has so little to do with the murder we're investigating. I know, Kim. But not a lot of people on boats, are there? Of course there are. We're an archipelago. How else are you supposed to get around? Wait, we're an archipelago? Yes, we are. We are on Lake Caillou. Technically, the neighboring Ozone and Face au la Mer, the island groups are archipelagos, while Lake Caillou, in contrast, is a single fertile landmass, the fourth largest island in the world. It is not an archipelago. Wait, I thought Lake Caillou was one big island. Ah, take that. Okay, if you want to get technical, the point is we're all on islands here. The sail is still the most expedient way to get from one island to another, especially when you're in a hurry to resolve a strike. Still, I haven't seen anyone else sail a boat around here. Haven't seen anyone else drive a souped-up Capri Kanema motor carriage either. How do you know about Kim's car? Actually, that motor carriage has been specially issued to serve as a patrol and pursuit vehicle. It's for crossing long distances in the Greater Revachol Industrial Harbor. It's not a toy. Neither is this. A toy, I mean. It's a machine for crossing long distances in the Bay of Revachol between the city and the islands. You need to make this lady admit she's only riding around on this boat because she's rich. Why? Why what? Stop thinking. Take her down. I'll come off like I'm envious, and I'm not. Why am I even thinking about this? I have a police work to do. Have it your way. Do you have a license for this boat, ma'am? Officer, I assure you, I'm a highly qualified pleasure craft operator. The crowns of her teeth are porcelain white as the boat's hull. Are porcelain white as the boat's hull as she smiles. There we go. Her nonchalance might be related to something called the Wayfarer Act, a law that says she doesn't need a license. Sly Fox. You're not aggressive enough to harass her further on this. I think I have a handle on this boat thing, and that's all for now. So, we have this ability to learn the 15th Indo tribe. White Pines, Feld, Capri, Tricentennial, Villiers, and La Salle. Names of Revacholian Indo tribes spring in your mind, set loose at the mention of White Pines, or Wild Pines. Royal monopolies, octopuses, and swordfish, most of them gone now. YBP, Expander, St. Baptiste, Brightest Star, LUM, Resplendent, Easton Cylindic, Welter, and the El Cassette. But isn't one missing? Wait, no, there were only 14. Then why do you feel like there was a 15th Indo tribe? I don't know why there's not a squiggly line going to white morning. Okay, because I have to click on it for that to happen. Alright, that's a thing. So, we can't talk to her without convincing her. So we would need to get our... What was it? Something that's at a 0. Suggestion up. And we are carrying something that is knocking our suggestion down. A white satin shirt. So we could replace that with a white tank top. Or... Do you have anything else to say now that I've talked to the lady on the boat?
Hello again, officers. Have you come to admire my mural?
I guess not. Alright, so here's what we do. We try to... We unequip the ledger. That gives us essentially +2 authority because we're taking away the -2. Means our authority is at what? 0 now. Bonus from items. Bonus from thoughts. So we could forget a thought, but I don't really want to do that. Actually, I should go back and look. So we have a 42%. Is there any items we have that gives us authority? Okay, I'll click on the right thing eventually. Physical instrument, esprit de corps, visual drama, electrochemistry, reaction speed. And none of these we can equip. No. So what we'll do is we'll try the 42%. If we fail, we'll put a point in authority from our level, our unlocked skills, and then we'll try again. Okay, we'll try to convince her. 42%, here we go. And we failed. We needed a 10, we only got a 9. You can't think of anything convincing. Time for some police brutality. I'm gonna light this place up. Open up or I'm gonna breach this motherfucker. Or ma'am, if you don't open this door, I'm gonna introduce you to a lateral vascular neck restraint and it's gonna hurt. Let's just kick it.
No, you're not.
Okay, I guess we're not.
Don't scare me, punk. I may be an old woman, but I can still take a love with you.
Okay, let's try again. Okay, so... Actually, can I check my... I do want to increase my volition because something said that increases my... I had a loading screen thing that said if we're low on morale, we can increase our volition, and it kind of sucks to have to use a point or use a healing item every time we fail. But we're gonna put a point in suggestion because that was what it was, right? Let's double check to make sure. No, authority. Suggestion was the other one. Okay, good thing we checked. Authority. That's the wrong button again. Level up authority. Accept changes and close. Alright, let's try again. 58%. And we failed again. Okay, I really want in there. I don't like doing this. +1 to authority. Let's level up again. I have a skill point. Why can't I use it? Skill cap reached. Oh, wow. Oh, that's right. We only have a 1. That's what that's telling me. I can only put 1 point in. Okay, I got you now. So, this brings up a whole new thing then. Is there anything that I think will give me authority? Finger pistols. Or we can unlearn White Morning, but we don't want to unlearn White Morning because we're still trying to do that. So, okay, we'll just try again, maybe. We can't try again because we... Well, that sucks. We will need to increase that somehow. Oh, what do we do next? We could put a point in suggestion. Bonus from items -1. Okay, so we could try to convince the White Pines rep. Let's go back to her.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
About the missing badge. It's a 17%. Alright, and that's suggestion. So, was that a red? Hold on, let me... Yeah, that's a red check. It cannot be rechecked, so we definitely don't want to try that. I could drop the shirt. I could replace the shirt.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
Now it's at a 28% chance, but that's still really low. Alright. So let's put the clothes back on. Come on. Where's the thing? Oh, I can't do that while we're talking. I can't change clothes while we're talking. That makes sense. So our tasks. Find Morel the cryptozoologist, the smoker on the balcony, find the armored gloves. Can't do that until we go to the fishing village. Can't talk to her until we get our badge back. So there are some tasks I can do. Maybe, possibly do. Like the damage ledger, I have a medium logic check on the damage ledger. I don't know what that's all about. I don't recall that. Have we put an extra point in logic? Is it grayed out because I haven't put an extra point in logic? Let's find it. Where's the ledger? It's in my hand, right? It's not in my hand. There you are. Ledger. Oh, interact. There we go. Locked. So we'd have to put a point in logic to read the case files. And I could do that. But do I want to do that? Will that give me anything? Or something about the Hanged Man if I increase my Inland Empire. I mean, that's probably important because it's the Hanged Man, right? So if I increase the Inland Empire... Yeah, let's go back and check him. And try that out. We'll use our point for that, maybe. At this point, though, I'm not really sure what else to do. Well, I could go back and check this door, because the woman told me to go check the back door. Well, we've already checked the back door. And there's this door down here that's locked. Can't get into the greenhouse. Can't talk to her.
Trying to sneak up on me again? trying to snuff me out?
Okay, so we're really at a loss at this point. Did we try to talk to this lady in here about... There was something about people that know history might know... I don't remember what it was. Maybe it was the tattoos. And she might know history since she owns books.
Esteemed officer, and welcome to Crime, Romance, and Biographies of Famous People.
Well, no. Okay. There is that little back alley, or her back room, that we could ask her about. But I don't know if that's really important to us. There's a call box here that we looked at in the first episode. But since we don't know any of these names... Main Hall, Building A, Andrew Orlando Hair SCA, Marta Medip's Boxing for Young Athletes, 24-hour window, Emma's Fashion Atelier, Fabron's Taxi, Slipstream SCA, Fortress Accident SCA, Revachol Ice City, Main Hall, Building B, Whirling and Rags, East Delta Pinball, entrance from Building B. Entrance from Building B. So Whirling and Rags is in Building B. East Delta Pinball also enters from Building B? I haven't seen a East Delta Pinball. No one answers your call. Okay, well, click on the empty one. This button looks new, but someone has removed the name card. Nothing happens when you try to ring it. The button looks new. It's probably not connected yet. He takes a step back, inspecting the other names on the list. Okay, let's just click them all. Someone might know somebody. Main Hall, Building A. A woman picks up the receiver. Kuno, please stop calling here. Grown-ups don't have the time for your stupid games. She thinks you're the gremlin child. What would he say to this? Fuck off, pig. I'm Kuno. I don't give a shit. Let me in. Plaisance, it's me. Please open the door. I'm trying to get in. This is the police. Please open the door. Sorry. I'm just trying random doorbells. I didn't have anything important. Yeah, it's just that one. Please don't do that. Doorbells are not toys, and this one isn't even working properly. Please don't call us again. Thank you. Okay. Andrew Orlando? What an ominous name for a hair salon. Doesn't bode well for anyone's hair. Okay. Artemit Peas? Static. 24-hour window? You ring the doorbell, but nothing happens. Try again. You didn't press it hard enough. Press it again. This time a pleasant female voice answers. Thank you for calling 24-Hour Window Company. This is an automated message. Are you experiencing a window-related emergency? Please, during non-business hours, please call 007-254-776-51. The streets are mean, but we're always there for you. That's only half true. The streets are mean, but they're not there for you. Kim, do we have an emergency? Not a window-related one. Yeah, thanks, Kim. Okay, Emma's. Silence. Okay, for Braun's taxi. Looks like someone has melted half the plastic off the lighter. The doorbell doesn't work anymore. Slipstream. You hear static from the intercom speaker. It sounds as if someone has picked up the receiver but isn't saying anything. You can almost hear them breathe. Hello, is anyone there? Yes, hello. This is Tricentennial Electrics. Okay. Have you come to place an order? She sounds almost antique, as if her voice was being played off an old wax cylinder. Her receiver must not be working properly. Wait, but what happened to Slipstream SCA? There's no Tricentennial Electronics on the list. Hold on. Tricentennial Electrics? I thought I was calling Slipstream SCA. My God. Sorry? It's you! My God, I didn't think I would hear your voice again. She must be mistaking you for someone else. Who cares what you don't... Who cares that you don't remember her? Just go with it. Do we know each other? Who are you? Where are you? Yeah, it's me. Here I am, crawling back into your life. Do we know each other? Michelle, just please. She stops and you can hear her breathe heavily, her breath distorted by ancient static. It sounds like a ghost. Wind blows through your clothes and you feel detached from your surroundings. Inside the building, a cold memory hangs. Why did you even call? I don't understand. You've been gone for months. I thought you didn't care. Michelle, my name's not Michelle. I'm Harry. Hold on. Tell me what's going on. What did I do? Of course I care. It's just that it's been going through some tough time. No. My name's Harry. Ever since I came to work here, it's been different, as if my mind's been wiped clean. A spot of static overrides her words. When she speaks again, it sounds like she's submerged. It's so nice. It's so nice to be able to finally forget. Forget about what? She sounds like she's about to cry. The cold is deep under your skin, as if you were talking to someone who's 100 years away. Somewhere inside the building, water is flooding the cellar floor. Hello? Oh God, please don't cry. Please don't cry. She doesn't answer. Hey, are you still there? You said it was so nice. What's so nice about forgetting? Yeah, what's so nice about forgetting? Silence. The only thing you can hear now is static and waves washing ashore on the bay. What just happened? I get it. You don't want to talk to me. No one ever wants to talk to me. Fuck! Hang up the call. Or alright. It's goodbye then. What just happened? Another seagull passes by. It's getting cold standing here staring at the silent call box. I don't know what happened either. We should probably stop playing with this thing. Alright. It's goodbye then. That was very strange. If we had an increased volition, we could try again. The white check is 28%, but let's go down the line. Fortress accident, SCA. No one. Revachol Ice. No one. We'll call the Whirling in Rags. Nothing happens after you ring the doorbell. They don't want to talk to you. Okay, let's try SCA again. It's a white check, so... Well, it's not a white check. It is a white check, but we can't increase our volition at all because we have a cap of 1 on that. But you know what? Whatever. 28%. Let's roll the dice. And that was a failure. No, hold on. The last thing you need in your life is more hysteric emotions. Forget it. Find someone else. Something else to do. Okay. That's locked. Let's leave. And let's check on the dude again. Well, you don't have anything new to say, do you, Kuno?
Fuck, does Kuno care?
I don't know, Kuno. Alright, let's leave. Let's check the body. What was the thing we needed to check? What was the white check? 58%. Talk to him in your dreams. This is a white check. You may retry it. Okay. So let's get a 58%. We talk to the man. Tell me, who are you, dead man? Yes. We didn't have to put a point in it. I'm gone. Where have you gone? Into the wild pale yonder. Where is that? In the past. Way out in the west. Okay, I can see you're gone, but who are you? I'm a joke. Look at me. There's nothing funny about you. You are now, but who were you when you were alive? There's nothing funny about you, sir. There's nothing funny about jokes either. I think that's kind of the definition of a joke, but sure. Who were you when you were alive? A killer. A motherfucker and a killer. Okay, well I have another question. What is happening? What do you mean? I'm talking to you. It's the power of your... Black frothy liquid starts bubbling on his lips. Imagination. Okay, why do I love questions so much? Because you're a copperoony. Look at all of them go. Do you want more questions? Yeah, give me more questions. Give me a comical amount of questions. Coming right up, copperoony Rooney. This is getting upbeat now. Is my name Rooney? Fuck no, you're no Rooney. Rooney is not who I am. I'm Harry. Of course not. The name is Raphael Ambrosius Costo. No, I'm Harry. No, you're not a Harry either. You're a motherfucker. That's who you are. Rooney the motherfucker. Well, that's very rude, Mr. Deadman. Why do I feel like I've forgotten something terrible? Because you have. Who killed you? Love did me in, brother, Capo. It was love all along. Can you ask me a question? Sure, Lobo. I can ask you a question. Why are you doing this? What? Looking at my face, motionless, looking in my eyes, standing here. Why are you investigating this murder? I don't have anything else to do. This case is all I have because he told me to. Maybe this will lead to something indescribable, unforeseen, miraculous. No, I think at this point this case is all we have. We don't know anything but the case. This case is all I have. I'm all you have? Then you truly lost it all, brother. You let the world drag it all away from you, and what it left, you pissed away, and here we are. I hate you. You stink and you're boring. Do I remind you of someone? A child born with Mahler's disease, harlequinism, grown up miraculously. Deep sea creature, myself in the bathroom mirror, a baby with harlequinism. Well, if Encyclopedia said it, I'm going to say it. A baby. You sure wriggled out of that one, Coppolini. Okay, enough. We need to talk to someone about getting him down. Or I have something I need to know, Corpse Man, that gets back to this. We need to talk to someone about getting him down. Yes, we do. The lieutenant inspects the belt. His forehead is lined with worry. Seems like a lot of hassle. Can I have the gun? I should try it. That's it. We have to ask help from the harbor. I mean, I think we do. I don't know what else there is. Commit to it. Okay, they do have the tools and the men. And since it looks like they put him there, they can get him down. Okay, let's do it the lousy, dangerous way. Good job. We already found a way in the harbor. Hooray for us. Alright, let's run over there. I don't know if it'll do much. We may end the episode once we get over there. Hey, who are you? Who are you? How did you get on the roof? We can't interact with her at all. Who is she? How do we get up there? Is there a third floor? Okay. New plan. Before we go rocketing off to the harbor. Yeah, we still have to ask these guys too. What do we got in the kitchen? Tomatoes are so thinly sliced you can see through them. Okay, Mr. Man, can we speak today? The man ponders his cooking utensils, gives you a little nod, acknowledging your presence. Do you know what's behind that door? He looks up at you, then looks away quickly, shrugging and muttering something to himself. Shrugging is an international sign for no. I don't know what's behind that door. Okay. Door? Are you sure you won't open today? Nope. The door will not open today. Not in the slightest. Okay, so we still need to ask these people down here, the Unionists, some things. But now that I've spotted an upstairs... I don't see an upstairs, though. There's no way to get upstairs. Okay, we're not going to try to walk into a room. Maybe it has something to do with this room here, but which we can't access. Unless that's Kim's room. We'll go back out on the balcony just to triple check things, but there's no way... The balcony just goes out to the side piece, right? There's no upstairs? Yeah, there's no way to get up there. And I can't call up to her. Okay, so we have to go back towards the Union and ask them to help get the man down, which is unfortunate. But before we do that, we'll ask the Union here, before we go to the harbor and ask them. We'll ask the people here, try to be nice with the people in the dining hall. First we'll look at this bald man. Hey, bald man. Yep, it is all about money, you're right. There's a bowl, there's spit in it, reeking of tobacco. Yeah, we're just gonna walk past. Photos of men in overalls, toting guns and Union placards. We're just gonna walk past you without talking to you. You see hawthorn bushes outside. Behind the dock workers, a ceiling height window. The hawthorn branches scrape the glass like bony fingers. We could have... There's a -12. It's not time yet. Okay, Squint. There's a little slide panel up there to let some air in. No need to open it in spring. It's too cold outside. Okay, we won't do that because... No? I guess we'll just talk to you, sir.
This is where you say your bit.
I don't have a bit, sir.
Detective?
The lieutenant acknowledges you with a sharp note. He's leaving it to you. Don't say anything yet. First, we need to talk about your attitude. We need to talk about the man hanged out back.
Oh, this is about him?
Yes.
A real looker, that one.
He definitely is. You're right.
You're sure taking your time, waiting for him to get all right and pretty for you?
Hey, well, he'll slip off easier if he's decomposed. I mean, he'll come right off the thing. We can just pull his head right off. That's what we're waiting for. We tried it earlier.
Oh, he's a real pretty boy by now. Real hot stuff. Letting out that pretty boy smell.
Yeah, Glenn. Yeah. You're a real jokester, Glenn.
Time to go to work in the shit factory.
I don't think anyone's working.
Easy, boys. These janitors have a hell of a job cut out for them. I mean, I wouldn't go in there for $1 million.
You might want to start asking your questions now. It's not going to get better than this.
I was getting around to it. Do a head count first. Connect these men to the tracks you saw in the yard. Chances are they're going to match. Scan the room. Starting to the right. Boot size 44. Blonde man in his 30s. Overbearingly masculine. Sitting on his right. Standard working boots. Size 45 or 46. Eldest in the room, probably mid-50s. Smoker, quiet. Across the other table, hobnailed working boots, size 43. Gang tattoos. Mesk or Sarah Mizarian, or yeah, Sarah Mizarian. Sure. In his late 30s, early 40s, he spent his youth in Villa Lobos, a housing project in the Jamrock Quarter. There were incarcerations. Hard to say what else. The ink is fading. And then standard working boots, steel reinforced toes, size 46. The big dick. Wide at the shoulders and lean at the hips. Rugby cap, fingerless gloves, and numerous scars, a little under 40. The emblem on his vest says Rowing Club. A little patch below it reads T. Hardy, Captain. In the far corner, standard working boot, steel reinforced toes, size 44, 40-something, non-alcoholic beverage in hand. You squint. Is that a plectrum? Where? On his neck. Forget it. It's not important. Let's call this one the musician. I don't even know what a plectrum is. And this little guy, size 41 with a light step, not a child after all. An older man with a rat face, mean watery eyes, and two front teeth missing. In the middle, heaving and wheezing, big guy, boot size 46, deep marks, probably carried the victim over. He alone is 130 kilos. Add the man in armor and you could easily exceed 220. In conclusion, these seven are the actors on the crime scene The footprints were theirs, but there was a discrepancy. One of them is missing, the odd soul. Exactly. You stood there for about 4 seconds, not saying anything, hit them with questions. Where's the eighth Hardy? The fuck is with you, fella? I found 8 set of footprints, but there's only 7 of you. Where's the eighth Hardy boy? What are you talking about, madman? There's no eighth Hardy boy. There's 7 of us, and we're all here. Or what? You want to be the eighth Hardy boy? We ain't hiring. Actually, boss, we've been talking, and we think she could maybe... So, there is an eighth Hardy, and it's a Hardy girl. Who might it be? Elizabeth, the gardener? Shut the fuck up, Glenn. I do the talking here. Now what the fuck do you want, cop? It has to be good if he won't let you pursue it. Looks like the lieutenant thinks so too. So let me get this straight. There is an eighth Hardy boy, and it's a she. And you don't like us talking about her. That's right. We're not talking about this. This is a private Hardy boy matter. Nothing to do with your shit. And you're not cops here. Don't go digging around if you don't want a bullet in the back of your head. I'm watching you. Oh, so you're going to... You're going to threaten a police officer now, sir. Good. We're all watching each other. Officer, your question? Yeah, the man in the backyard. Did you do this? The pretty boy? You guys really love talking about that pretty boy. Funny, but my partner and I have a serious matter to discuss with you. Why is there a container belt around the dead man's neck? Container belt? Like we use in the harbor? Yes. Why? Because we took it from the harbor where we work, then we went out back, and we used it to hang him. Are you sure you want to admit to that, sir? We did this, together, all of us, until he was dead. That's why there's a container belt around his neck. There's a catch hidden somewhere. He didn't confess so that you could just take them all away. It's too simple. Yeah, the catch is that there's 7 of them and only 2 of us. But there's a catch. And we leveled up. There's no catch. These 7 honest men have all equally come forth to tell you what happened, so that you don't waste any more of your time. All 7 together. They're diluting responsibility. It's an anti-arrest tactic. Okay. So you murdered him just like that. No remorse? How many people have you sent to the chase? Or chase. Ever felt remorse for them? Chase électrique is the method of capital punishment in Revachol under the Coalition. During the suzerain's reign, it used to be the firing squad. Or sent them to Reunion to rot for 20 years, for life. He says it as if it were worse than dying. And Reunion, what's that? Yes, but these were all bad people, criminals, the scum of the earth. Look, I'm just doing my job, that's all. What we do is different. We enforce the law. You just kill people like it's nothing. Yeah, that one. Honestly, I drink so much I don't really remember anyone. No. We enforce the law, and you were breaking the law. But you see, a lawman, is something people agree on. And here in Martinez, we agreed that this man had to die. Well, but that's not how laws work. 7 people don't rule everyone. Who called the shots that night, then? Are you deaf? There will be no singling anyone out. You can't arrest a Hardy boy without arresting all Hardy boys. A shadow of a smirk passes her lips as she tilts her head. Do you think you could do that? Do you think you could arrest them all? A trick question. Don't let her lead the conversation. I trust Elizabeth. I don't have to. One of them was more complicit than the others. Yeah, let's don't let her lead the conversation. Let's ignore her. Address Titus. No, but seriously, who called the shots around here? Who do you fucking think does? You do. You give the commands. I thought she did. The biggest animal dominates the herd. I'm guessing it's the big one. Gangs are usually run by the oldest, most venerable member. Everett Clare runs the union. You answer to him, right? It's the 8th Hardy boy, the one who's missing, the big dick. No. Everett did it. He called the shots. You answer to him, right? We keep him the fuck out of this. You keep him the fuck out of this. We have autonomy. It's all on us. Everett runs the Union. I run the Hardy Boys. When the shit starts spinning, it will not land on Mr. Clare. That's the deal here. The Fixer will ignore the notion, completely focusing on Titus's culpability. When Titus Hardy says he runs the Hardy Boys, he means that in an administrative capacity. On that night, everyone acted as one man. Okay, well, when did it occur? You don't have to keep answering questions. The Fixer turns to remind Titus. I know, Lizzie. Relax. We killed him last Sunday night. Seemed like a good way to end the week. And how long had you known the victim? Known him? We don't associate with scum like that. Yeah, who do you think we are? Quiet. Titus gives Glenn a stern look. He came around about 3 weeks ago, when that Pines cow first sailed in the town. Happy? By the Pines cow, you mean Joyce Messier, the representative for Wild Pines? The same company you're striking against? No, I mean the Pines cow. The stupid-ass cow they send in to fuck us all over. But you know what. He rubs his chin, pretending to mull it over. Why don't you ask her about the pretty boy? I'm sure she has interesting things to say when you ask her hard enough. That's enough insinuation for today, Titus. Officer, your interview is drawing to an end. Don't waste your last questions. Why did you kill him? Why? Because he was a worthless mercenary scum and he stepped out of line in my town. So he was a mercenary, that's it? And he stepped out of line. What kind of mercenary? The kind that shows up when you start a strike. The experienced kind, too. Had Lee Schmin and Semenine written all over him. Ex-Orange Special Forces. A live grenade right here in our bar. I can't prove it, but I know he was sent by the Wild Pines. They hire merc shit like that. Story of every strike from here to Samara. Right, but what did he actually do wrong? Wrong? He harassed women, raped one, harassed workers, threatened to kill someone as a warning. From rape to harassment to threats of violence, why the strange de-escalation? He regrets mentioning it, hopes you didn't notice. So, to kill all of us if we don't open the gates, if we don't let the scabs in, if we don't bend over. And that was before he started coming here. Yeah, he said it was his favorite joint now. Started coming here every night, drinking, grabbing girls, grabbed one of ours mid-karaoke, right there on the stage. He grabbed someone? Yeah, this girl on the mic, a beautiful girl, young. Gets into the second verse of Lover Lake. The fucker grabs her legs, starts screaming, "Show me your cunt! Why don't you show me your cunt?" Then he gets knocked on the head with a wine bottle. Doesn't even fall down. Wait, was this the same girl who was sexually assaulted? Was this the same girl who was sexually assaulted and raped, you said? Aren't you fucking listening? My man is talking to you. He took care of it. They got the girl out before anything else could happen. So a girl... Is it the, worker? What's her name? Like, the girl that works at Whirling Rags, or used to, but doesn't anymore? We had to call her on the phone? Does she have something to do with this? Yeah, me and Eugene got her out. Aren't you fucking listening? There's something odd here. Seems like they don't want to talk about that rape Titus mentioned. Why not? This is a serious allegation. Make them talk about it. Right, but who did he rape then? This is a very serious allegation. No, you're not getting a name. That's a Martinez matter, and I'm not discussing it with you clowns. Ooh, we failed. Failed a volition check, and failed it pretty badly. There's nothing you can do for now. He's stonewalling you. Well, how did you kill him? We hanged him by his neck until he got real still. Wasn't that obvious, Copper? Didn't they teach you anything at this cop school? This is where an autopsy would come in handy. You have to work with what you know. We need more. Did you muffle him? We haven't heard any reports of screams. Titus, you don't have to clarify anything. We overpowered him, dragged his unconscious body to the tree, put a noose around his neck, and hanged him till he was dead and steady. Then we left him for seagulls, maggots, and you fucks. Make them a bit more uncomfortable first, then see if it all adds up. So 58% check. A red check. How did you manage to overpower him? With numbers, asshole. How do you think? You're right, Lizzie. I've done enough explaining here. No, he hasn't. Not yet. Where did this overpowering happen? Weren't you fucking listening? The fucker came to our bar. It happened right here. Okay. Shanky might be lying. I don't know how we know. Maybe because he looked around. I don't know. But that gives me another +1. So now we have a 72%. Alright. 72%. Yes. We needed a 12. We got a 14. Titus is solid as rock. And so are a few others. But first tell me who's solid. Elaine. He looks like he might be Titus's right-hand man. The least antsy of the bunch. Definitely not his first time being questioned by the police. Shanky. This little rat-faced fellow was solid too. Always fidgety, yes, but no change there. Eugene, him neither. Mostly keeps to his tomato juice or whatever he's got there. And who's cracking under the pressure? Fat Angus. This one, he's sweating profusely and has difficulty breathing. They've smartly kept him out of the conversation thus far. Definitely the weakest in the link. We can... Hey, you! You having trouble breathing over there? Yeah, let's call him out. No. He looks up, startled, his forehead shiny from sweat. A few coiled locks are peeking out from under his warm woolen hat. Of course he's having trouble breathing. Just look at how fucking fat he is. Fuck off, Shanky. Angus is a powerful guy, all muscle. Keep your eye on this powerful guy. Sooner or later he's going to break like a piece of twig. Okay, there's something you're not telling me, Titus. And fuck you too, Copper. Picking on Angus like this. We're done with this schoolyard shit. And just so you know, he doesn't have trouble breathing. This one is a stone wall. You won't get more out of them about the night of the murder, not yet. And well, I have other questions. Yeah. So why don't I just arrest you right now, Titus? Yeah, lawman. Why don't you? It's almost an anthropological sight watching him try to assert dominance over you. Not in the arresting mood? By your side, the lieutenant keeps his hand away from his holster. You hear the nylon of his coat hiss as he steps closer. While the little rat-faced man reaches to his sleeve, there's a knife in there. Some of the others reach for their belts, their eyes alight. You confessed to murder. I'm taking you in. Yeah, let's push it. Look, coppers. Titus opens up his vest, revealing a holstered firearm. I know you think you're doing your job here, but there are 7 of us and 2 of you. It's an Ister 50. It's a Minsk-made monstrosity. It'll blow your head clean off. Almighty God, even Dick Mullen only has a 45. You're under arrest. I could grab his wrist. That probably won't end very well. An Ister 50, you could blow Dick Mullen away with that. Or the little guy was right. I'm not in the arresting mood. It's a bad move for us to back off. I mean, we don't want to show weakness here, but we also don't want to get in a giant firefight we can't handle. So I think we have to back off. So let's mention the model of the gun. Am I going to have to? Are you going to have to blow Dick Mullen away? That won't be necessary. Let's all just cool off. Alright, Kim. Have anything to say about this?
Yes?
I guess not. Alright, one last thing before we end the episode. You, sir.
Can I help you?
No. Can you tell me about the girl that was attacked? You can't. Lena, you're here a lot. Can you tell me about the girl that was attacked?
There you are again.
You cannot. Okay, Miss Fixer, can you tell me anything at all? You can, but you won't.
I've got nothing to say to you. Why are you wasting your time?
Are you the Hardy girl? I am not. You could be, Liz. You could be anything. You could even be a model. Even a mod... Glenn, I went to law school. I'm an attorney. He's right. With a face like that, she could be the cover of La Debutante International. Get a grip, Glenn. She went to law school. So fucking what? Lots of models are actually really smart people, fuckwad. No, Glenn. They aren't. This didn't change your opinion of you. It's not her. She's not a hardy girl, definitely. Okay, well, they didn't help me get the man down. I didn't think they were. Do get an extra bonus skill point. We could try to unlock one of the... thoughts, but I guess we'll do that next time. I think this episode has went over duration quite a lot. But thanks for joining me. Hope you enjoyed it, and hope to see you again next time.